Gary here from Pathways Homestead. Saturday morning, we've been kind of working at some jobs, getting some things done around here, around the place. And we've had several people come by and visit this morning. And even though we've got plenty to do, we've been busy, we have taken time and walked around with people and showed them the garden and stuff. And you know, Cindy and I really enjoy that. And part of the dream, the goal of this place, of having our own place, and especially in the location that it's at, was to have a place where other people could come, see how food's grown, get to be a part of seeing those things and seeing how it all works. And some people that stop by here know probably more than we do and have been doing it longer than we have, and so we get advice from them and get to be involved in things. And also part of the dream of this place was to get to tell people about who's most important to us, and that's our Savior Jesus Christ. The biggest crop, the best crop we grow here on Pathways Homestead, the most important crop, is relationships. We hopefully, in the time we spend in the garden and the time we build this place together, it grows Cindy and I's relationship with each other. It grows our relationship with Jesus Christ, learning to trust Him more and more daily for things here. And we're kind of in a place in life where we're depending more and more on Him, I think. It also grows our relationships with other people, as we are right on a main road, and everybody in the county sees what we've got going on here. You can see it. You can see our place from more than a half mile away as you're coming down the road, and so people get a good long view of our place. And those relationships, those friendships, that's what's most important to us. Starting with our relationship with Jesus Christ, and then relationship with each other, and then relationships with other people. And I want to encourage you that in this time when there's some uncertainty in our country right now, nobody knows what next month's going to look like. Nobody knows what next week's going to look like. We're facing something we haven't faced in a century. I want to encourage you to look to relationships. I know that in some places there's not a lot of people been around each other, and that's okay. There's still other ways of building relationships. But I want to encourage you that the most important thing you can grow isn't tomatoes, it isn't beef, it isn't pork, it isn't honey. The most important thing you can grow is a relationship, beginning with your relationship with Jesus Christ. If you work on growing that, the rest of them will grow healthy. And then with your family. The amazing thing about this time in our country, to me, is the families that have been too busy, families that have eat out of a sack in the seat of a car for a long time, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've done that at times. Families that have just been, where do you got to get to next? They're starting to spend time with each other. And some people are learning that they've got strangers living down the hall. And I think that's one of the good things that's coming of this time and this crisis in our nation, is people getting to know their families again, getting to spend time with each other. And we've got a lot that we're working on here, but that's what I want to see grow the most, is relationships. I wondered how long you were just going to hang out back there.
I was just going to hang out back there. I didn't want to interrupt. You were on a roll. You were on a roll, so I didn't want to interrupt.
So, you know, a priority list for me, first of all, is Jesus. Because I know if I have Him as the main priority in my life, that other things will work out. But then secondly, my relationship with my wife, and that's, this homestead's helping grow that. we're spending a lot of time together right now. I'm not working as much, and well, that's slowed down some. So we're spending a lot of time working on this farm together, this homestead. And I guess this really is a farm more than a homestead. Farmstead.
Farmstead, more
Yeah.
like.
But we're getting to spend a lot of time together, and hopefully we're getting to build our relationship. And our kids are grown. Pretty soon there's not going to be anybody here but us. And we're going to have to laugh at all the same old jokes and that we tell over and over again. And we're going to have to learn to put up with each other. Not for anybody's sake but our own. So. Yep.
We're both very strong personalities, so it's kind of, sometimes we get a little bit short with one another. We both think we know best at times, and that's part of relationships, is learning to think of the other person first, which is hard. It's hard, and sometimes you don't even realize that you're not considering that other person. You just automatically make a decision or say something, and you have to back up and apologize and work to fixing things. Yeah, I don't know where you were going, what you were talking about.
I don't know. I don't either.
Coming in the middle of it.
I don't know where I was going either. But one of the things we've grown really good right now is
Grass.
yeah, is brome seed. There's a lot of brome seed and fescue seed right now, so that's good. I guess it'll help our grass grow thicker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna work at mowing some of that maybe today. And I've been trying to leave all the white clover and red clover and yellow clover. Maybe get it seed producing so then I can hit it with the mower and scatter it everywhere. But I've been feeding it to critters too. So. Oh, there's a new addition.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's a new addition
You
at
gotta go get
Pathways Homestead. So Hannah and I were coming home where she turned in her computer for the last day of school, and she is done with high school. And just up the road, not even an eighth of a mile, we were just about to turn off to our driveway to our house. And there's this turtle right in the middle of the road. Hannah was worried about him getting run over. So we went and rescued him. But instead of turning him loose, we brought him home. And he's not far from his habitat. Hannah asked if she could bring him home for a little while and feed him and mess with him for a while and then go turn him back loose. And she will. And so this is the box turtle that's on our porch right now. And he's pretty interested in that camera. Look at him.
Yep. I thought Cliff was going to pull in here.
Me too.
We've had lots of visitors today. I don't know if he told you about it. We've had lots of visitors today, which is fun. We like that. We like having company. And it's a pretty day. It's going to rain this afternoon, looks like, and kind of cloudy. And the wind has picked up. It was still earlier when I started filming, but yeah.
It's pretty light. I'm sure that fuzzy's doing its job right
Yeah.
now. Well, we got bee boxes to build and a shed to work on, and grass to mow, and a garden to work in, and signs to make, and
Lots to do.
yeah, a bunch of other stuff too that I can't remember right now. That's why it doesn't get done. But yeah, I just want to encourage y'all that in this time, some of you are pretty much done with quarantine. Some of you maybe feel the need to continue to self-quarantine for a while. Even when you were out of quarantine completely, work on relationships. One of the things that I've seen is we grow a lot of meat here, so we've been providing meat to quite a few people in our community, and there is a growing hunger and a need to have a relationship with the person that produces the food on your table, and we think that's really cool. We've always found that very personal for us, stuff, something especially with the meat that is, I guess I would say, spiritual for us because of the reminder of the life that was shed to give us life, and of Jesus' life being shed to give us eternal life. So we thought that was a really good thing that's come out of this whole event, I guess. And yeah. Another thing, while I'm rambling, and this is probably all going to get edited, is I've seen a lot of people looking for their perfect homestead now. They got to move out of town and wanting their perfect homestead. And guys, if you want perfect, you don't want homestead. We live in an old trailer house on an old abandoned bean field, or an old bean field that was getting pretty well used up. And there wasn't a whole lot here. A nice piece of ground that somebody sold us, and it was good for what we're doing.
Right.
And we bought an older trailer house that was great for putting a roof over our heads. And part of homesteading is learning to be content. So we're content with an old trailer house and 11 acres. And one of these days I want a half section to run cattle on. But right now we're content with 11 acres and an old trailer house. And building friendships and relationships and being in a good place for people to stop by and visit. So one of the things I would encourage you right now in this event in our nation is to learn to be content. Learn to be happy with a few pounds of hamburger and some potatoes and a roof over your head. Learn to be happy with an old car and a family that likes to ride in it with you. Learn to be content with your friends and your family. If you can't find peace in a $500 car and a $5,000 house, you won't find peace in a $500,000 car and a $5 million house. You won't. And so that's what another thing I would encourage in this time is to learn to find contentment.
And if you want a homestead, get out of debt.
Yep.
Get out of debt.
Learn to live frugally.
Yep.
Learn to live with what you make and not what you buy.
And that may mean selling your home and buying a smaller home.
Might mean living in a camper.
Might mean living in a camper. You're going to have to decide what that means for you. We can't tell you what that means for you. But yeah, if you're wanting a homestead, get out of debt. Some people like to hobby homestead, which I guess, we've kind of done some off and on here and there, but we've always tried to grow and feed ourselves what we could. But
we're in the process now of trying to make our homestead one of our two main jobs.
Yeah.
Make an income here where it is our second income. I pastor a church, and that is a small income. It is a bivocational church. It's a small church, and it's not a large income. But we're trying to make homestead the biggest part of the second income. I'll still work construction off and on probably from now on, but we're in the process of trying to make a bigger income off of this place, and we're really enjoying that process.
Yeah, we are.
We're selling.
But the garden has taken precedence lately, and so the yard is a mess. A mess. And so
I hate chopping feet up.
Yeah, something can eat this grass. And so it's really hard to mow it when you know something can eat it.
But we don't have it right now where we can turn cattle in on it. We've got gardens that aren't fenced and plants that are out and a gate that needs built. Yeah. So we'll probably mow it and run over it with the lawn sweeper and feed it to the hogs or the chickens.
Pick it up with the lawn sweeper or rake it where we can't get the sweeper in. Feed it to animals. I've been kicking around a compost. I might try to compost it in the little raised bed, the other part of the raised bed. We'll see. We'll see what gets done. I have lots of dreams, but I got lots of things that need to get done. And so what needs to get done is priority. And right now, getting all the gardens planted, get everything, all the plants planted, and getting everything going is priority.
Yeah, mulching it all.
Mulching it, yep. So, I don't know. It's too wet to haul hay, though.
Oh, we know.
So,
It's not too wet.
it's not too wet to haul hay.
No, I drove a truck down there yesterday and got
Did
those barrels down.
Okay.
Right down at the calf feeder.
Okay.
And if we lose traction, we'll push it out before we get there.
We can always use the hay, the grasses mulch too.
Yep. And we've got still got a pile of hay in the garden.
Yeah. It's not anywhere near enough, but
No, but we can get it put out.
yeah. Well, you want to wrap this up?
Do we need to wrap it up,
I guess
or
we
do we
do.
just need to quit and find something to put on it later?
I don't know.
Well, in case we don't get back, I want to encourage you to work on your relationships, to learn to be content, and to be thankful. And so, God bless y'all, and we'll see you later.